Hey guys, for today's video, I'm trying something a little bit different. I have prepared a presentation for you, and the formatting is a little bit different from what I've been doing. I would love your feedback, so please let me know if you like this or if you like my other formats better. Thanks, enjoy the video. Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we are answering a big question for every newbie Etsy seller. To niche or not to niche? Which is best for a successful Etsy shop? Let's take a look. If you're running an Etsy shop or thinking about starting one, you've probably faced this huge question. Should I focus on making one type of product and become known for that specific thing? Or should I offer a variety of items across different categories to appeal to more buyers? This decision can literally make or break your Etsy success. Today, we're diving into exclusive versus non exclusive Etsy shops, the pros and cons of each approach, and which one might be right for your creative business. Let's get into it. All right, so why me? My name is Kristen, and I am a newbie Etsy seller. I opened two shops earlier this year. To hear my full story, check out my first episode. My Daybreak Digital shop started as a niched clip art shop, but has gradually evolved based on where I got sales and traction. It is now a political activism, mental health, and wellness shop. I've had sales in all three areas and have a couple of other random things in this shop, like a craft fair sales tracker and a crochet project planner. Those have gone in sales too. This is also the home to my Etsy finance tracker. I'll link that below in the description as well in case that's helpful for you. I have done well with about 200 sales in this shop, but I have often wondered if my sales would be better if this shop was more focused just to one niche. My Remembrance Art shop started as a super niched memorial portrait art shop, but it never took off despite my extensive research. Recently, I revamped it into a broader custom keepsake shop, and I have seen a good uptick in sales. I was stuck at 4 sales for months, and now I'm at 23 sales and growing. So, first up, we're going to look at exclusive Etsy shops. These are shops that stay laser focused on one specific niche. Think of a shop that only makes custom pet portraits, or one that's entirely dedicated to macrame plant hangers, or a shop that exclusively sells handmade ceramic mugs. These are all exclusive Etsy shops. They are the specialists in the marketplace. So, what are the pros of going exclusive on Etsy? First, you have easier search engine optimization. Having all of your listings in the same category boosts Etsy's algorithm recognition, and that increases your authority for specific searches. So it'll be easier for people to find your shop when they search the appropriate search term. Next, we have trust and credibility. A focused shop, like one dedicated to pressed flower jewelry, builds trust and credibility with buyers. This enhances conversion from browsers to buyers. Then we have streamlined production. Specializing allows for improved efficiency and speed in production, enabling bulk material purchases, perfected techniques, and better profit margins. So, what you do gets easier and faster. Next, we have cohesive shop aesthetics. So, when you have a specialized exclusive shop on Etsy, all of your shop photos and branding create visual consistency. This makes your Etsy shop appealing and encourages favorites. It's also easier to get featured and build a following with an exclusive shop. When you specialize in one product, it increases your chances for features and curated collections, and it helps you to build a focused social media following. And then we have return customer expectations. You are more likely to have repeat customers when they clearly understand your offerings, which leads to valuable repeat business. There's no confusion in what you do, so they'll keep coming back to find more of what they love. All right, so the cons of exclusivity. Here are some key challenges when you specialize in a narrow niche on Etsy. Number one, you have a limited customer base. So, not everyone needs a custom dog portrait. Your potential buyers are limited to people who specifically want that one thing. If your niche is very narrow, like, say, crocheted toilet paper covers, you might struggle to find enough buyers. Second is higher risk of burnout. Repeating the same thing day after day, month after month can get exhausting. So you get creative burnout, which is real. If you're locked into one product type, you might lose the joy that got you into Etsy in the first place. Next, you're more vulnerable to trends. If you've built your entire shop around macrame and suddenly macrame isn't trendy anymore, you're in trouble. Etsy trends can shift, and if your niche falls out of favor, your sales can plummet without a safety net. You're also more vulnerable to seasonal sales slumps. Some niches are incredibly seasonal. If you only make Christmas ornaments, November and December are amazing, but what about March? You'll face serious cash flow challenges during off seasons with no other products to balance things out. And then we have lack of diversification. If you put all of your eggs in one basket, you're in trouble if there are shortages for supplies that you need, policy changes on Etsy, or if a new seller comes in and undercuts everybody on the price. You don't have any diversification to fall back on. So now let's talk about non-exclusive Etsy shops. These are shops that make and sell different types of products across multiple categories. Maybe you do watercolor prints and stickers and tote bags and greeting cards. You're casting a wider creative net. So here are the pros of non-exclusivity on Etsy. One, you're able to ride multiple trends. When you embrace changing trends by adapting product offerings, such as promoting dried flower wreaths during cottagecore trends and bold textiles during maximalism, then you're more likely to get an increase in sales. Two, you have higher overall visibility. By expanding your product categories, this increases your visibility and attracts diverse customers, which allows them to discover other items in your shop. Three, you have creative freedom. Following creative inspiration will foster variety and it will keep your work engaging, which will support long term sustainability for a creative business. Some more pros for going non exclusive are that you have more seasonal opportunities. You have different products that peak at various times, which allows for more consistent income year round. You can also have what's called cross selling, which will increase the average order value. So you offer a variety of products, and your customers will purchase multiple items from different categories. This also allows for low risk experimentation. So you can explore new niches without needing to launch a separate shop. So you can dabble in a new product or an idea and see how it goes before you put all of your energy into that one thing. So, what are some challenges with having a diverse Etsy shop? One, you can have confusing brand identity. What does your shop actually stand for? When someone lands on your shop and sees baby clothes, car decals, digital planners, and wire jewelry, they might feel confused or overwhelmed. There's no clear story or aesthetic tying everything together. This confusion can hurt conversions. People might leave without buying anything. You can also have an Etsy SEO nightmare. So here's the hard truth: Etsy's algorithm loves consistency. When your shop sells completely unrelated items, Etsy doesn't know what you're actually about. You're not building authority in any one category, which means you'll rank lower across the board. You're competing with specialists who have stronger search engine optimization signals in each niche. You can also get production chaos. So if you are creating things that need different materials and different tools and different skills and different processes for each of your products, then you may struggle with inventory management, or your buying of supplies might be more expensive because you can't bulk purchase the same way you would if you were specialized. This will ultimately slow down your workflow and increase your costs. Every time you switch between product types, you'll have an increased mental and physical transition cost. With non exclusive shops, it's also harder to master anything. When you're making 10 different types of things, you're not spending enough time on any one thing to truly perfect it. The shop that only makes resin coasters has probably perfected their technique. You making coasters occasionally between candles and keychains may not achieve that same level of mastery. Another concern is that you may have an inconsistent shop aesthetic. Your product photos probably look disjointed if you have some of this and some of that. Your shop banner will not represent everything that you do. Your branding is weak because there's no cohesive visual identity. This lack of cohesion makes it harder to stand out in Etsy's incredibly competitive marketplace. So it's not that this is something you can't overcome, but you're going to have to be very aware of it and be very intentional on how you have your shop displayed. The last con is that it's harder to market. So, how do you describe your shop in your Etsy bio on social media? Who exactly is your target customer? If you can't answer these questions clearly, you're going to have a harder time marketing to everyone. So, you won't be effectively marketing to anyone. So, which approach is better for Etsy? So, here's my honest take after browsing through hundreds of successful Etsy shops. Go exclusive if you're serious about ranking an Etsy search and building search engine optimization authority. Go exclusive if you have one product you're genuinely passionate about making. Go exclusive if you're comfortable niching down to build a loyal repeat customer base. Go exclusive if you want to streamline your production and actually fulfill orders efficiently. Go exclusive if you're thinking of long term brand building, not just quick sales. And go exclusive if you can handle making the same type of thing repeatedly without losing your mind. So maybe you don't want to niche down if you're early in your Etsy journey and genuinely don't know what will sell yet. You may want to dabble a little bit of this, a little bit of that before you find the thing that really catches hold for you. You may go non exclusive if your products are naturally complementary. So, wedding invitations and programs and thank you cards, but they all serve brides. You might go non exclusive if you thrive on variety and would burn out doing one thing. You may want to avoid niching down too far if you have a strong personal brand where you are the connection between disparate products. You may want to stay non exclusive if you're okay with potentially slower growth in exchange for full creative freedom throughout your journey. So, here's the strategy that most successful Etsy sellers actually use. Start exclusive. Pick one product type you love making and that has demand. Build your shop around that. Get really good at it. Master your search engine optimization, build your reviews, establish your brand, and then once you have momentum and a customer base, you can strategically expand into complementary products. A shop that starts with hand lettered wedding invitations can expand into matching programs, then the thank you cards, then day of signage. They're still serving the same customer, the brides, with related products. That's smart diversification. What you want to avoid is starting with wedding invitations and baby onesies and printable budget planners and resin jewelry. That's not a shop, that's a confused mess that won't rank for anything. In my experience, I did things a little bit wrong on this. If I were going to do my shops over again, I would start a little bit differently. However, all of the things that I did led me to where I am today, and I learn and I adjust as I go. But if you have not started an Etsy shop, this is what I would suggest. So here's the bottom line. Etsy's algorithm, customer psychology, and basic business efficiency all favor some level of focus. The most successful Etsy shops I've seen have either stayed beautifully niche or they've built thoughtful product families that make sense together. So, what's your Etsy shop strategy? Are you team niche or team variety? Have you tried both? Drop your experience in the comments. I love hearing from actual sellers in the trenches. I'm going to think hard about my shop. I'm leaning towards niching down my Daybreak Digital shop so that it's mainly political activism products. And then I might open a new shop for my mental health and wellness items. What do you think? Which type of shop gives you the most enjoyable shopping experience? For me, I like the organization that comes along with a niched shop. I think it's an easier, cleaner way to find the products that are being sold, and I am more likely to purchase from a shop that seems more put together that way. So, that is the type of shopping experience I'm going to try to provide for my customers. It's taking me a while to get there, but we're all a work in progress. If you found this helpful, go ahead and smash that like button and subscribe so you don't miss my next batch of Etsy tips and tricks. Thanks for watching and happy selling.